What's up, YouTube? Mr. Lamasi here, and today we're going to be going through the guided playthrough part nightmare of the Bowazon. So this is the physical, sorry, not physical. This is the elemental bow that we're going to be playing through. Right now we're using exploding arrow. Freezing arrow is coming up really soon, and we're just going to be going and rolling right into that. We'll do a little gear check and everything, and just pop on in. Does that sound fun? So hopefully you've leveled your characters up. I'm actually just going to go forward at level 28. I feel pretty comfortable with that. But like I said, if you leveled to like 32, 33, 34, 35, whatever it is there, totally fine. Only helps your character. We've got 1 in crit strike and penetrate because we want to get that 1 in pierce when we can. And then we've got exploding arrow maxed, and we've prepped ourselves to get into freezing arrow as well. There's really a couple of ways that you can build this character out from here. One is you can just keep going pure fire all the way into hell, or all the way through like Nightmare to like Act 4. And then you can kind of like respec more into freezing, or kind of like shift half and half, whatever it is. And so that's kind of a way. Additionally, you could, as soon as you hit freezing arrow, just go right into freezing and all of that stuff. Or you can do like a mix and match, right? You really have a lot of options. So all I can say is, yeah, take advantage of that. We're using Zephyr, just tier right now. A little fire res, stealth. We got some Sanders gloves, which are very nice for the IAS for us. 9 energy, 30 light res, random belt. Dual res right here on this ring, also super nice, and then some 20 faster run walk boots with a little bit of fire res. So we've got a couple things right there, and you can actually just shop a better belt and like even usually some like really nice boots just right here from Charcy. So let's just see if she has maybe something for us. I mean, there's some like 10 fasters with 7 light res. You know, there's a couple little random things. There's a 51 to life belt, right? Now that is only two slots instead of 3, so that is something. But I mean, you know, that wouldn't be a terrible thing at all. So let's get more arrows, and then we can keep going forward. Let us begin part nightmare.
I shall purge this land of the shadow.
So we still just do tons of damage, and I still really enjoy having our, thank you, Timmy, our mana per kill here, and just overall mana gain for this character, because it does help a lot. Thank you very much. But we'll move forward, we'll do the den, we'll get that skill point, because we do want to have the skill points for when we get into Pierce and all of that. I also want some more scrolls, as I was running short on those. And thank you to I Love Squirrel. Do you love Squirrel, though? No Mercenary?
For you, Late Night Llama.
So we could obviously have a Mercenary here if we really wanted to. I mean, you know, he'd still probably die at some point with something, but it would be technically a possibility. Just get like an Act 2 Mercenary and kind of roll him. The thing is, nothing really matters for like the auras too much. I would definitely say a Holy Freeze aura would be best, but otherwise, we're not really caring a lot about a lot of the stuff, you know. Yeah, we got 2 open socket mask. I'm gonna hold on to that. Could maybe make a lore in that.
Mephisto drops as Titans. Do you abandon the Bowazon guide or crush chat by selling them?
We probably just keep them in our stash. Thank you, James. Blessed aim. Yeah, the thing is, I always hit. I mean, so once again, the like physical part of my bow doesn't always hit, but you can see that I always hit the explosion, at least, which is kind of the important part. So it's not really like a crazy big deal to need like Blessed Aim or anything. So yeah, I mean, and even like the Might Aura, once again, it's not really buffing this character up at all. So it's not a crazy big deal. Like I say, if we got him, he'd be okay. He could help out a little bit. We'll probably go get the Act 2 Mercenary. I think that'll be the best one for us. Act 2 defensive. Gonna run out of mana. An idea when the servers go live? Thank you, Nasty. Appreciate that. Catherine's doesn't really do us that much. 6% lifesteal. Once again, our damage is not really physical. So, yeah, we have a tiny bit physical. 2 to 7. Good luck stealing anything from that. And, yeah. So, we're just going to focus on that. And damage reduced by 2 is nice, but I mean, we've got better rings already. Yeah, sometimes people use an Act 1 Mercenary as a Harmony carrier. Or a Faith carrier. Sorry. So. Do I respec in Hell? You totally can. Once again, this build really has like multiple ways that you can play it. It's just kind of up to you. What do you feel like doing is almost the question with it, you know? Ooh, Partisan. What do we have here? Oh, yeah. Let's see. How many sockets will this Partisan get? Will that get 4 or 5? Honestly, I'd be okay with either. So, 5. That was my assumption. If it does get 4, I'm good with it. Because then we can work towards an insight or something. If it gets 5, we can make honor.
I can't.
So I like either way. Oops, wrong one. She runs so fast. I really want to get some 40 fast run walk boots on her and just really zoom around. Thanks, Tylan. Also, I want to state, a lot of people misunderstood. In my reading of that console dev post, I wasn't saying I thought D3 players were stupid or console players were stupid. I was saying it was weird how things were written and how they were, like, it felt like Blizzard was saying that. So that's what I was trying to get across, was like, I was acting like Blizzard in that where they were like, oh, the console players don't know what single player means. So we're going to change it for them because they aren't going to know. What eye level is the Partisan? I mean, 36. So it'll be 4 open sockets. It's kind of cheating though. I was trying to not do the cheating way of looking at it and pluggy, but yeah. Yeah, it was like, in order to pander to the console players that won't understand anything,
Hey,
we
Mr.
just
Llama,
put a big play
I've been
button.
watching your videos from a few years back, and it's been really fun. But I have a question. As a streamer, do you get tired of getting trolled by chat by them asking same Kappa questions and jokes?
Yeah. All the time. Thank you for asking. So that was my main piece, is I was just like, man, it really feels like they're just acting like console players have no clue about anything and can't even like read properly. So I thought it was a little insulting.
Impossible.
My character stat sheet says I'm Bugatti. Yeah, why hasn't this updated? Oh, hold on. There we go. Okay. I literally just had to bring it to the forefront and then it fixed itself.
But didn't you make a bletch noise when Bagel Girl said she played D3?
Oh,
Cheeky smiley face.
I still don't enjoy Diablo 3. I still don't think it was a great continuation in the Diablo series. That's true. That hasn't changed at all. No, I wish Diablo 3 was a much different game, and what they sold was a game on its own that wasn't really in the Diablo genre, but just some other game. I mean, I still think the game is okay, but I don't think it fits in the Diablo expectation for me.
Help me! Trolled by chat donations? Who do you think we are? Anyway, hey chat, do you want to just wrap this up tonight? Maybe take a break tomorrow?
Thanks, yeah. That's good stuff.
Sheer 100 How do you weigh a millennial? In Instagrams.
Nice. And then I guess you weigh
I need mana.
Gen Z and TikToks. Instagrams. TikTok grams. How do you weigh a boomer? In male grams. Nice. Killing it. Man, I should be a professional comedian joke writer. That was good. That was good. It's my favorite class overall. Science. No, I like a lot of classes. Different reasons.
I can't.
Wouldn't a boomer be a telegram? Isn't that what I said? Oh, I said a mailgram. Dang it, I should have said telegram. Isn't a mailgram a thing? Maybe that's just what boomers called telegrams. Maybe mailgrams were even before telegram. No, is it just not a thing? Am I just making words up right now?
I'm doing a run on release day and was wondering what you thought.
Isn't that just
See how
mail?
far I can get with a white gear only paladin.
The white gear only paladin. I mean, if the punch barb can go somewhere. Did I move, or am I streaming from my pediatrician's office? What?
I can't.
This is my parents' house. We hit 30. All right, so we'll get into Pierce here, and we'll get into a freezing arrow.
Hey Llama, did you see the devs tweet about fixing Trapsin?
I did.
It's gonna be in the day 1 patch. Traps will no longer affect monster spawns. Trapsin gonna be my first char.
It's actually a huge change. Actually, a huge change right there. Getting that fixed. That's the stuff that we've been waiting for them to fix. Like. And more vitality, of course. That's the stuff that we've been waiting. Did I get in that cooking and dating app yet? No, I still need to get on Grindr. Oh, thank you for the reminder. Happy birthday. It's my dad's birthday, but thank you. That's very nice.
Impossible.
So the real nice thing as well with freezing arrow is you get a nice freeze on it. I mean, look at that. Freezes for 2 seconds, 3.3 yard radius. It's huge, man. And then you can, if you get your pierce up, then you can pierce a bunch as well with it. Actually a solid, solid build. Solid helper. And you can just permafreeze everything if you would like. Or not. On a nightmare for the Bowazon, yeah. How good is Ravenfrost for this character on a scale of 1 to 10? I mean, it's not as critical as it would be on like a Fury Druid or a Frenzy Barb or something, because obviously with this character, you're playing to never get hit, right? Like that is your entire goal pretty much for this character is don't get hit. She's generally pretty glass cannon overall. Getting hit a lot of times equals death of some sort. So, you know, with that in mind, that's a thing. But at the same time, like, it's always good because here you can see I'm frozen right now. So, you know, not being frozen there would definitely be really helpful. Any range freeze is still gonna suck a lot.
Happy birthday to you and Papa Llama.
So I give it like a
Grindr is
5
gonna
to
be
a
such
6.
game changer
You
in
know,
your dating life.
but
I
it's
hope to
really
find
just
the
the
right
cannot be
person
frozen.
whether they like
So maybe
cooking
even
or
less.
not Kappa.
Just any cannot be frozen. Thank you, Jan Roy and Viking. I appreciate that. So yeah, I'd say it's like a 4. I mean, it's cannot be frozen. That's it. That's all you're asking for. That's all you're looking for. We just want more cannot be frozen, and that's the source of it. So, you know, it ends up being a really great place to get it because it's hard to get it in other slots, especially since you aren't using a shield there. Trying to get a Fury Druid playthrough.
Is a Bow Paladin a viable build? Just curious.
Yeah, you can make it
Did nobody notice he said he had to get on Grindr and update his profile? I think you'll have a hard time finding women there.
Yeah, we're looking for some good cooks. 7 to life, keeper. 15 to life, 7 res. Definitely a keeper. I'm gonna drop 1 to 5 lightning damage. 1 to 5 lightning damage. Both of those can go away. That 6 poison can also go away. Very, very minimal add there. Though I do kind of want the poison for prevent monster heal in some cases. So we'll keep it, I guess, for now. What was the Trapsin bug? So the way that it worked was on a Trapsin, if you laid your traps down, it counted as unique boss groups, basically. And here's where we have to make the decision as well. And I'm not going to make it yet. I'm going to put it in Pierce. And now I have to make the decision. Do we keep going Exploding Arrow or do we start pumping Freezing Arrow? Tough choice. Let's go ahead and keep pumping Exploding. Okay, Thol Rune. But yeah, so basically when you lay traps down on the ground, it is going to then spawn. It acts as if they're unique monsters in an area. Thus, the other unique monsters that would be in that area will not spawn. Because basically, areas have a certain number of boss groups that can spawn. Like these guys, Hazeran the Unholy and stuff. And these are what you want to farm when you're magic finding. So, when it did that, basically farming became pretty worthless on an assassin because you'd lay traps down at the first boss and then you wouldn't have any, you'd just be screwed, right? So they fixed that. So now it doesn't do that, which makes it better. So we're all very happy about it. Because like literally that made the assassin just a bottom tier magic finding build. Because he would have to literally run around the entire area. So yeah, so that has been fixed now. They tweeted that it will be fixed in D2R. Yeah, for sure, Eternal. If you're caring about defense. A lot of times I just don't care about defense. Please fix next hit, always miss. Yeah. That'd be very nice. I think a lot of people would be asking for that one. A lot of people would like that one. I know, I saw a button. I saw.
I can't.
Do you think this build is viable as a first build? Totally. I think this is actually one of the best characters. One of the best Amazons as a starter. The reason that I really say that and think that is because it runs a multi-damage. The damage is really good from Exploding Arrow and from Freezing Arrow. Both of them actually have very sick damage. So you get really nice damage out of it, and that's a huge win for starting. And it's the multi, right? You get cold and fire damage, so you're not having to worry about getting caught in an element. It's better than physical bow. And the thing is, like, yeah, Bowazon is generally the best, but Bowazon I think also takes a little more skill because you're gonna run into all those like immunes in Act 3 Hell, and this character just kind of breezes through like Act 3 Hell and stuff. Hey Dark, it's good. How are you? So, Ithrun. What mod is that? My pluggy mod you're saying? Hello. Jesus Christ. Now that's an amulet.
Fresh meat.
14 to strength, 33 fire res, 20 all res. That's an amulet, man. Ollie, frog skin,
Llama,
beanquake, and
to
puce.
celebrate the release of D2R, will
Wow.
you do like old times and wear your chainmail? Or maybe you could wear a bone weave to go with the new graphics. Also rigged amulet.
That amulet is very rigged. Streamer drops are enabled. Yes. Curious to see what other silent bug fixes happened. Well, I mean, in the beta they fixed some ones that we didn't want fixed. Ethereal defense bug and strength bug both were fixed. We'll see if they leave them fixed or if they break them again for us. Did I tell people what we're farming here? Oh yeah, so there's a few different things to be farmed in this area. I guess it's a guided playthrough. I should talk a little bit about that. The first one that we're looking for is Lorehelm. This is the easiest one. This is just Ort Soul. So I guess not super easy, but easy-ish. And we want to find that, plus the skills, plus some res, mana per kill. It's very, very nice. Tier Tal Am is edge bow. Yeah, but I mean the thing is here. Let me bring it up. It's not gonna be great for us. Okay. I mean it's okay. It's definitely okay. Let me pull it up. So Thorns is pretty pointless. It's not really gonna do anything. We do get the nice IAS. I guess it has mana per kill on it as well. I mean, we lose some of the faster run walk. We gain 5 to 10 all attributes and 2 mana per kill. Little bit more IAS. Let me go to Zephyr. 25 faster run walk, 25 there. I actually kind of like the Twister as well. You know what? I guess it is a little bit better. It does. I don't really care about much of these other things. Like that's a little bit nice, but we have Prevent Monster Heal on it, which is good. But really, it's just kind of these two things and a little bit more IAS. You sold me on it. All right. Tier Tal Am is also what we're going to look for. You sold me on it. I didn't realize it had 35 IAS on it. I knew it was Thorns and Reduced Vendor and some of that, but I thought the IAS was going to be minimal. So when I saw 35, I was like, it's probably going to be better. Now we will run a little slower, but that's probably fine. 1 to combat skills. Don't care. Yeah, because really that's all we're caring about. Yes, reduced vendor does lower gambling prices as well. That's all we care about, though, is IAS really on this build. IAS and skills. That's the main thing. So we're looking for Edge now, Tier, Tal, Am, of which I think we already have Tier and Tal, so we just need the Am. We're looking for Lore, Ort, Soul. We're looking for Peace, Shale, Thol. Whoa, Rune, Jesus. Shale, Thol, Am? Shale, Am, Thol? Shale, Thol, Am. So that would be nice. Insight for the Mercenary, I mean, is really nice. Shale Konef for what? Is that Melody? Now that we have a random Rune, I mean, that's such a random drop. Like, that's a crazy drop right there. Yeah, I guess let's bring this up and let's talk through more of the things that we can really look for here. So honor can be something for our Mercenary. Am El Ith Tier Soul, not too expensive. Then we go into here. Where is our Melody? There it is. Shell Konef has 3 to bow and crossbow skills and 20 IAS. It also has knockback, 10 dex, which is kind of nice. So it's a little bit slower, but 3 to bow and crossbow skills is pretty disgusting, right? So that's probably even more worth it right there, just for all the added from this, because this will boost both our bow and crossbow skills for exploding and freezing arrow, right? So that's a great bow for elemental. But it is, like I say, a little bit slower. That is something to think about. And then we have, where's Peace at? Peace is Shale, Thol, Am. And this is really just used for the 2 to Amazon skills. And then a little cold res, a little hit recovery. But also, if you have 1 point in Valkyrie, then you'll get a level 15 Valkyrie. If you don't, then it'll disappear. So, kind of a rough part of it. But, yeah, that is... that's pretty much what we're looking for here. And then, obviously, like I said, the lore. +3 will help with Pierce. No, it's +3 bow and crossbow skills, not Amazon skills. That's where, like, the Peace comes into play. So that gives us a lot of Shale runes to find. Shale is definitely very nice for this character. And then as well, if we want an insight for the Mercenary, that'll be more, more Shales there. Or, a soul rune, sorry. So you can, yeah. I'm on Pluggy right now. Note that not all of these things I'm saying will work in old Diablo single player without Pluggy or something like that. But ladder rune words are now going to be enabled for D2R single player. So anybody will be able to do that right there. Doll rune. So within a week, if you're playing D2R, all of these will now become available to you. What can we do with Doll Rune? Not a lot, honestly. I don't think dull fits for any of the stuff that we want.
I am overburdened. Join my army of the dead.
Maybe harmony for speed?
Harmony does have vigor aura, which is very nice, but Tirith Soul Co, I guess once again we do get a Co rune. But if we look at it as a bow, it's more of a Harmony is a fantastic bow for, oh my god, that's actually a lot of cold and fire damage added. This is a fantastic bow for a physical character, I would say. If you're playing a physical Zon, this is going to be a lot better. You're getting all that ED, you're getting the min, you're getting the max. This is like really doing that. Now, it does have all this added cold, fire, and lightning damage, which, once again, will add to the exploding arrow and stuff. So, yeah, this would also be okay. I mean, there's a lot of really nice things in the middle. And you do get a little Valkyrie, which is cool. Little mana regen, 10 dex. You know, it's nice. It's definitely a nice bow. But it has no IAS, which definitely hurts. So, thanks, Joe. There's a lot of really good bows here. There's definitely a lot of them.
I can't.
I still feel like I'd rather run Melanie here than Harmony. Now, you do get the Vigor aura, which is very nice. Level 10 Vigor does speed your character up a lot.
Impossible.
Do those soft points from bow for the Valk make the Valk stay out when peace procs? It should. It should. Put it on an Act 1 Merce. That would also work. Now you got to keep her alive, but I've considered it. So yeah. And this is, once again, another reason that I really love the Bowazon. This is one of my favorite characters, and why I love this specific Bowazon is there's so many options, and there's different ways that you can go about it. You can actually grab that bow and start doing some kind of physical damage a little bit behind your hits of the exploding and whatever stuff as well. You know, like, you can really do a lot of things. You thought I hated the Bowazon? No, Bowazon's one of my favorite characters.
I need mana.
I love Bowazons.
I can't carry anymore.
I've always loved ranger classes just in general. I'm just on P1 right now. Now, the physical Bowazon, purely physical, can be a little rough going through. So, thanks, Doomed. Now, at this point, also, things that we'll be looking for is bows and socketed bows. And then, once again, we'll be looking for how many of the bows are going to be... oh, geez. Magic resistant. Gross. How many of the bows are going to be, like, socketed for us to use, you know? Stand out here. Or dull. Man, what's with these dull runes? Such a lame drop. Such a lame drop. I need souls, man.
Yes?
Do I have any at 35 FCR spirits to spare? I mean, on what? So, if we want, we can go to this. I got one more thing to show you guys. And if you guys remind me, I'll put it in the description for you. So we have the sockets, and this is where, once again, you can look at sockets by number based on the eye level of the item, and then you can determine the eye level based on the area it dropped, the monsters that dropped it, things like that, right? So here you can just look for all the bows, and you can see which bows are going to get 3, 4, 6, 5, whatever sockets. So ceremonial bow, grand matron bow, reflex bow, right? We can look for all these, and then when we find bows, especially ones that have plus to skills on them, because that'll be extra good for this character, we can look and see the sockets it'll get and whatnot. So it's nice. Sword and shield Amazon. She has no sword and shield skills. Sounds awful.
I am overburdened.
But yeah, so keep your eyes out for white bows, socketed bows. She has fend. Jesus. I mean, you can always email me if you have a run you want to sponsor that is something, but if it's as awful as that, it's probably going to be a decent amount.
Impossible.
Get passion for, yeah, try zealing with her.
Impossible.
Someone sponsor the punch barb? No, I should have made somebody sponsor it. That was a freebie. That was a freebie. Because I love you guys.
I can't.
Did she ever finish that one? I remember her doing that Axon. Composite bow is actually nice because it's really fast. So there's a 3 open socket composite bow, which we could use for a melody. Blows your mind punch barb as possible? Mine too. And we found a belt upgrade, and this is also something that I like to imbue, is shark skin belts and stuff. Those are always nice imbues. Any idea how much longer I'll be running these Countess runs? I mean, there's a lot of things that we would like to get from these Countess runs. I can either A, just go grab them eventually because it is a guided playthrough out of my pluggy stash.
This is the amazing kinds of runs you can see when you sponsor my content.
Right.
Wing.
Or we can just go on without it because people will be like, that's cheating, you know. I'd be okay with either one. And the nice thing with the Countess is you could just stay out here. Why do runs? I mean, I'm still getting experience, so like I'm leveling the character while I'm doing this. Happy birthday, Llama's dad? Yes. Llama's dad's birthday. So there's a little dexterity right there. I'm just gonna put 5 more into dex, and we'll keep going on exploding.
Good day.
Get all that stuff. And we can run like a couple more levels here. Let's go to level 35. And then we can move forward and cheat a couple runes in.
I can't.
Because it really is just, you know, I mean, it's just spending a little bit of time here. It's honestly not too crazy usually. But like I say, there are a lot of things right there. You know, Tirtal, Am, Shale, Thol, Am, Ort, Soul. You know, obviously if you want to go for another Soul Rune, if you want to go for Insight. You know, so there's definitely some stuff there. Long warbow. 4 open sockets. Oh yeah, we've got that. So, I mean, there's really a lot of different things that we could do. But every shell rune, every soul rune, you know, Am runes are generally more common.
Is there any red flags you've seen or are worried about with Resurrected that might make you go back to mods or rebalances?
Them not allowing mods? Really?
Fresh meat.
Thanks, Stu.
I can't.
Appreciate that. How do you know how many sockets you get from Larzik? Based on the link I had there, plus knowledge of where the item came from, what monster dropped it in what area. Cold enchant, gross. Or Tal. Man, we're really getting lame runes here. Really getting lame runes. Super Rosa Green Upright. Yeah, for sure. For sure. And obviously, if you find something like a Lem rune or something later, making a treachery would be really dope. You know, there's a lot of great in between runes for this character, and armors and stuff. I mean, we're pretty much always on the, if it gives some good IAS, it's good. IAS skills, IAS skills. Is this a YouTube guide? Yeah. So yeah, we can move on. I mean, people in the YouTube comments have definitely said they don't mind the farming of the builds. And like I say, while I'm trying to get whatever stuff, I don't mind it either. 3 open socket, a little slower though. Thanks to. But the farming helps us catch up when playing. Yeah, exactly. And like I say, yeah, a lot of people will be playing and stuff and doing this farming and whatnot. So it gives you someone to do it with.
Excited to see you race to level 99, my dude. Good luck.
Thanks, Tubo.
I can't.
And Death Lord.
Fresh meat.
Appreciate you both.
Impossible.
Do you prefer BNet maps or static SSF maps? I mean, I like both, honestly. When I did the Holy Grail contest with 3Moth, we did BNet maps on our Holy Grail characters, and I honestly thought it was pretty fun. Kind of enjoyed. But for like LK farming and stuff, you know, it's nice to just have your set stuff, know where you want to go, you know. can learn your boss groups and things as well.
Impossible.
Is it hard to sync my lips with the person voicing my YouTube? It's the same. That's ridiculous. Ooh. Y'all know what time it is. It's GG amulet time. Hey, we got one. Got a soul. Let's go. Okay, let's put our amazing amulet on. And let's check out the charm. 10 to life. Not worth it in a grand charm. Too much space. Keep pumping that. And we're pretty much maxed on exploding arrow. Obviously we have some fire arrow for added damage. But otherwise we're looking pretty good there.
I am overburdened.
And more vitality. I got a soul, but I'm not a soldier.
I can.
Yeah, we're doing sorceress for that race.
Impossible.
What does 3 dull runes make? Is it a hell rune? Gosh darn it. I was really hoping it wasn't the hell. But I knew it was. No, 3 hells makes an IO. I knew it was the answer. I just wanted somebody to tell me it was something else. Anything else. Yeah, 3 shales equals dull. So you can see we've already found, what, 2 dull runes, which is above the shale. Sometimes you just get stuff you need, sometimes you don't, you know. But, I mean, it's not terrible leveling down here, and you can also adjust the player count if you really feel like it, to increase the player count. Make it harder, just make sure you turn it off when you kill the Countess, and then you're good to go.
I can't. Impossible. Why do you have to turn a player count on counts?
Otherwise she drops bad drops. The way her drops are is kind of the reverse. You need to have good good stuff there. Now we do have enough Thul runes, and this is why it's also good to keep all these chips. Because we have 3 Thul runes. And what does that make, chat? All together now. Rune. There you go. You guys almost were saying it. Not Zod. Nope. So now we have the rune. So if we want to make that edge, we can make the edge. If we want to make the honor, now we have that for honor, and we have the soul as well. So we could do that for the mercenary. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of good stuff. And then here's Insight, Ral Tier Tal Soul. And I think this will be honestly a big best use of our soul rune right now. Because giving this to a mercenary, we get Meditation Aura, which is huge for this build. Then he also gets really good ED, some in damage, good attack rating, blah, blah, blah. I mean, it's a very, very, very good early Runeword and even late Runeword. So I kind of want to use that there because I feel like that'll be a big boost to the Mercenary. Yes, we could also use it for our, not the melody, then we need the shell for that. We could use it for our lore helm or soul, +1 all skill. I mean, this is a great helm, and I definitely would like to get this. Yes, it could also be used for, what other? Not edge. Melody? Where's melody at? There it is. No. What am I thinking? There's one other. Whatever. Maybe I'm not thinking of another one. Honor. Thank you. Yes, honor.
A gift for you.
Yo Llama, looking forward to D2 Resurrected and lots of content from you.
So we could do
Been
that as well.
following you through years and appreciate your dedication to this masterpiece of a game.
Aw, thank you.
Less than 3.
Mwah. Appreciate that. Yeah. So yeah, it could be in the honor. Yeah, it could be for was Harmony Soul Rune as well? Sounds plausible. Harmony is soul and co. Yeah. I mean, Harmony would be nice with the vigor and honestly with the added damage, but the lack of IAS really is going to hurt a lot on the character. Thank you, Saber. So I feel like we're at a melody or edge. Is where I would be. Also, most people are not going to have a co-rune at this point at all. That was the weirdest random co-rune ever.
I can't.
But Amalith Tearsel. But yeah, getting that insight will be really big for this girl. So.
I can't.
Like I kind of say, I mean, I kind of don't mind farming down here. It's a really great experience. You get your runes. It's nice. It's a nice time. Do I play in windowed or full screen? This is a nice little window you're seeing right here.
Help me! Hey Llama,
Hey.
long time no see. Been watching a lot of your YT content lately in preparation for next week.
Nice.
I really appreciate that. Also, love the change to your green screen. I do miss the butthole painting though. Much love.
Just a flower. Thank you. Wow. I mean, what are these drops, you guys? We're getting the Io runes and the Dull runes, but we can't find the stupid... Ooh, do I have an Eth Storm Guild? I probably do, but let's double check. These are way too high of the runes. I mean, there's almost a guarantee that I do. Yeah. Way too high.
Join my army of the dead.
Dole.
It's Dull Io. Gosh dang it. You guys keep messing with my mind. I'm actually going to put another point into Pierce.
What can I do?
Getting a couple points in Pierce is super nice. Hi, Lola.
Join my army of the dead.
Should I write a book on what is wrong with cybersec, infosec having never held a job in it?
Yeah. Maybe increase players so I get worse drops, right? That's what I'm saying, man. What's going on? Do you use Nos Belt for this when you find one for more Pierce? I mean, Razor Tail would be like the best belt. Then you get that 100% Pierce. That'd be crazy. Nosferatu's is also good, but I prefer Razor. Yeah, Pips. Did I try the milk and peanut butter thing? Putting crunchy peanut butter and smooth milk in my mouth? No, I did not.
Impossible.
By the way, if you have a team that is going to be racing for world's first Bale kill and or Uber's kill, let me know if you're streaming or someone on your team is streaming. We already did that, TXC. And then I can have Method follow you guys around and keep track of your position in the race. Razor Tail, it says 33. Is it bugged? No, it's 100% Pierce when you mix it with your chance, with your Pierce skill. When you get Pierce up to 67%.
Impossible.
Who else is on my team? Unsullied, Nano, Teo, BT, Lav, Jim. We're missing one, aren't we? Maybe two there.
A gift for you.
Thank you. World's first happened years ago. This is D2R.
Greetings.
Okay. Let's go ahead and make an edge.
Join my army of the dead.
Best 2 rune words for physical
Tier.
Bowazon? And in which base?
Tal Am. This is also a very, very cheap rune word. We could get another Am rune in the future. And that would also work for us perfectly fine, right? Can I finish Nightmare today? Yeah. That would also work for us perfectly fine. So, best runes for physical Bowazon. I mean, I really liked that harmony. Honestly, that was a really nice one. So yeah, we can just have edge there for now, and then if we want to adjust, I guess we can keep that temporarily. If we want to adjust, if we want to make that melody or whatever it is later, then we can do that. And let's also go back to, let's go to Nightmare really fast because I know this map, and get the Outer Cloister. And then we can go make the insight for our Mercenary. Finally got that Thorns aura that we were all waiting for.
Join my army of the dead.
Sure.
Mr. Llama, I'm super pumped for D2R. Hearing you talking about your Grail Sork has me wondering if a Grail Wind Druid is reasonable.
There
Any
you go.
thoughts?
Superior composite bow. There's another. There's a 4-open socket if we want to make one of those.
I can't.
Come on, grab the Demonite Sash as another potential imbue in case the one we get's really bad.
Army of the dead.
Excuse me, Father Llama. I'm quite baffled at how low level you are at the moment.
Grail Wind Druid. It's okay.
I'm like level 55 when I finish normal. 18 Act 1, 30 Act 2, maybe more. 36 after Act 3 and 4.
I'm always gonna be
Bowazon,
under leveled
by the way.
compared to what most of you guys will be. Okay, we can get rid of that, and we'll keep this guy and this over here. And now let's go back to normal really fast. And this came in Act 1 of Nightmare, so it should get 4 sockets. It's also item level 36 because we can see that. So 4 sockets.
Hello.
And then inside is Raltier Tal Soul, but let's just always look and double check. Raltier Tal Soul. Ral, I don't have a tier rune. What? Achoo. Ral, tier, Tal, and Soul. Oh, it's level 12 meditation. Well, I sneezed, guys. Let a man sneeze. Ugh. Well, that's the worst. Karma.
This is the site of
So we'll give that to our mercenary in Act 2. We could hell it, basically, but then we don't have another soul rune for it. Unless we reached into our magical box. But, I mean, it's all Gucci.
Join my army of the dead.
Is it worth putting a Zod rune in an Eth Viper Magi, or should I save it for like a breath at some point?
No, don't
On my
waste it.
Bowazon.
Don't waste it. Huge waste.
I can't.
Thanks, Samurai. Big ol' waste right there. We'll set that so we can come back and get the imbue quest later. And once again, you can save that imbue quest like we talked about in normal. Or you can use it on your run because they're easy to get. It just depends if you're doing this for like a character you want to take forward and yada yada yada, or if it's something that you're, you know, just like saving for later, right? But here you can also see that fire arrow does fantastic still, and it'll be fantastic for a lot of Nightmare. How long after D2R release are you going to start doing sponsored runs again? It'll definitely vary a little bit. It's hard to say exactly, but I mean, I'm going to be pretty focused on D2R, and I could definitely do some sponsor runs like earlier in D2R, because after a little bit I'm just going to be chilling, because I'm going to be going for world first 99 on ladder, but we don't know when the ladder is going to be yet. So depending on their answer for like when the ladder is, I think will have a big effect, you know. It's kind of the main thing we're waiting for. How does this September thing work? It's 20% off all subs in September. Gifted and just your own subs. I think you can also get a discount if you extend your sub or do like a long sub, but I'm not 1000% certain on that. Also, repairing doesn't replenish the quantity in your arrows. It's pretty annoying. I wish that was something that it did. No closed ladder on release? No, they're gonna wait until they kind of get the game a little more stable. What about a discount on your Prime sub? Is there any Amazon Prime discount thing going on? Yep, you can sell arrows to restock them like I just did there. Man, she really is so good. And we're not even running Peace or any of the like super GG stuff right now, you know? Lore, Peace, we don't have any of that running. We're literally just shooting stuff off, and we're kind of like medium leveled at best. Yeah, a lot of people sleep on this character for sure. So, I definitely think this is a fantastic one to run. This is only Nightmare, calm down. Yeah, I mean, obviously it'll get harder in Hell. It always does. It'll get harder even later in Nightmare, but honestly, by that point, especially if we've got Freezing Arrow rocking, Freezing Arrow actually does a really good job in Hell. It's pretty impressive. So the biggest issue that this character has is just bosses. Boss kill is just slow. Yeah, cold is good versus a lot of hell. The only part of hell that cold really struggles in, I'd say, is Act 5. There's a lot of cold in Act 5, but there's not a lot of fire immune in Act 5, so. Are DB charges required for Hell Maggot with Bowazon? No, remember we're running dual spec on this one, right? So, I kind of want to run both of them and then not have to worry about all that stuff. Aren't magic immune enemies a thing? Yeah, but they're immune to magic damage, not magic damage. Does that make any sense? Like the actual damage type of magic. Gosh dang it. Does somebody have the video? Can one of the mods link the video I made about how magic is? It's such a mess because everything is different. You have magic damage reduced, percent magic damage reduced. Like, I mean, all the stuff, and every single way that it's referenced is something else. Magic resistant, which is different than magic immune. It just gets... Cold, fire, light, poison is elemental. Yeah, but they listed it as magic still in some cases, so... Sometimes it includes the poison, sometimes it doesn't. I'm pretty sure in the definition of like conviction it says reduces the resistances of magic resistances, but it doesn't reduce poison. It's all a giant mess. Okay. Let's go get the waypoint just because, hey, it could be a great farming spot, right? And let's put one more point in Pierce there. Because Pierce is really nice. Am I done to streamline how those things work in the future? Yeah, I mean, if they want to fix that up, I would not be opposed. Make it a little easier. Gotta farm those SOJs, that's right. I mean, Nightmare Duriel and Nightmare Mephisto, once again, Mephisto and Duriel are always really solid farming spots. So, always recommended if you really want to farm up some gear, get some sort of cannot be frozen piece, get some, you know, I mean, there's so many things that you could really want with it. Get those SOJs, get a Raven Frost, whatever. But finding some sort of cannot be frozen piece is definitely a nice piece of it. Let's go. So yeah, we're gonna burn through Nightmare now. We're just gonna be soaring, flying. Is Ghost Armor good for Cannot Be Frozen? You're talking about Spirit Shroud? Yeah, it's great. You also get plus to skill on it, so that's even better for this character. Right? We love plus to skills.
Join my army of the dead.
So Pindle dropped Mang's song for me yesterday. I was shocked.
That's big, man. Nice find. And once again, is Can't Be Frozen always 100% necessary in this character? No. But does it help? Yeah, it's nice still. It's still nice. There's still a lot of range monsters and stuff that are going to be hitting us with cold. Good night. Yeah, now you can see where our character kind of starts to fall off a little bit in damage. And I mean, she's got terrible fire res, and we're still not doing a ton of damage to her. This part definitely gets a little worse. Hey, Ordell.
You are so serious. Smile.
Alright. Oh, rare ring. And a composite bow. Darn.
Greetings.
I mean, 50 IAS. Technically, better than 35. We lose a little bit of attributes. We lose some of the mana per kill, which kind of stinks. But massive IAS. We don't really care about anything else on this bow. Deadly strike, yeah, whatever, blah, blah, blah. But it shoot real fast. And we like that. 90 attack rating, 5 all res, 4 lifesteal. I don't even know if it's worth more than that ring, honestly. I'm gonna say no. And it does have 10 all res, which is true. That's a good point. We also like the 10 all res because we are running without a shield, obviously. And so that's helpful for our resistances there. So we'll take it. Merc? Oh yeah, it's mercenary time. So we're gonna be going for a holy freeze mercenary. Once again, that's gonna be best on the defensive merc. We'll take those 2 pieces, sure. And Mirage. Might Aura would also be like okay, but it's not going to be for us. It would just be for his damage, which isn't a terrible thing either. Oh, he won't be able to use that yet. That's right. 113.67. Let's see what he has. 92.69. So if we give him a strength
After playing
helm.
so many hours, my index
Man, I don't
finger
have any
hurts a lot.
strength.
Does it happen to you? Any recommendation?
If it starts hurting, rest it. That's always my recommendation. Okay, we just need to get him some strength.
How may I help?
So let's get him a random pipe to start. And then we'll just try and level him up a little bit and or level ourselves up a little bit as well. And we can go from there. Thank you, Real.
Not here.
Perfect life total. We can also bug him. I'm just scared he's gonna die here before.
I need
Yeah.
mana.
Saw that one coming. This is like the one place we need to get away from first. But that was also cold enchanted beetles, which is just gonna be terrible. Extra damage, so he had no chance there. But it's okay. We've got it stored on him now, so he's holding on to it. And once we level up a couple more times, we can actually just go buy a higher level mercenary. And then if we can find like a flawless amethyst or something, we could make him a little strength helm to wear. Thank you, Foxy. Treachery? I mean, I'd love to give him treachery, sure, but that's a bit later. But yes, we will we will deck him out so that and bug him so that he doesn't die once he actually gets to a point that matters. But really, just hiring a new guy is going to be the best bet because he was very low level. Bowazon versus Javazon. I mean, honestly, I really like the Bowazon. Like, Javazon is the better endgame clear character, everything like that. Technically is faster, but Bowazon's great, man. People sleep on elemental bow. Physical bow is kind of tough. Physical bow is definitely a little tough. Oh, it's great, Fanburglar. Great, great, great. Very happy about the trap sin fix. Those are all the bugs that we were hoping they would fix, you know. Am I still using stealth or did I switch to pierce? I have not put a pierce on. I just have my stealth because I didn't find the shell rune. And I didn't want chat to get too angry about yelling about cheating or anything.
Impossible.
Bow versus Jav PvP. I mean, I think PvP Bowazons are better, yeah. Okay, the more sought. Chat's never angry and calls me out on cheating. Of course. Big strength. So once again, also, this is a time where if you really feel like it, you can set your players count higher. If you feel like you're murdering things, maybe we'll go to players 3 and try and get a little more experience while we're kind of playing through this area. You know, why not?
I can't. Not enough mana. Not enough mana.
Bowazon's actually nice here.
I need mana.
Beautiful. Beautiful. The next I asked for 75 and 142. I think I'm at 70 IAS. Because yeah, I don't think this has boosted us up yet to the next IAS breakpoint. Put all those points there. I still like this bow a lot for the 10 all res. But yeah, this is actually not a bad character for this area. Not a terrible character at all. Hey, gear I'm looking to upgrade soon. I want to... Oh yeah, we need to imbue the belt. I'd like to upgrade the helm and the armor. I mean, honestly, like I said, if we went and did more Countess runs, we could upgrade even more gear there. I just don't want to, like, have everybody sit there and be like, all right, you know, we don't need to do 3 hours at Countess now. But honestly, that would be probably the best thing for this character. Just get a couple shell runes and call it Gucci, you know? So, highly recommended for your guys' characters.
Not enough mana.
Highly recommended. Amazon teleport frames are painful. Oh yeah, they're horrible. Absolutely miserable frames. You cannot rely on her teleport much at all in this game. Will be explosive and freezing arrow.
Not enough mana.
Ice is a fantastic bow late game for this character, yeah. Especially if you're gonna really stick into that freezing arrow. Did I break my leg? Yeah. I broke my ankle. Not the most fun. You're really short on gold. I need to pick some gold up or just sell some things. I mean, running light source through nightmares is gonna be a little bit painful. You can, but I mean, it's okay. It's not like end of the world painful. I'd rather run cold at that point, but Paradox, thank you. Light source usually needs a lot of plus skills to really kind of start doing well there, but she'll be okay. How did the American medical system treat me? The bills still, many of them have yet to come. So waiting on bills, more and more bills. Windforce versus Faith has been the age-old debate. I mean, Faith is a higher max damage. Windforce is a higher max damage. Faith is pretty much everything else. Attack rating, skills, all the other stuff. Fanaticism, blah, 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 blah. But from a pure, just like max damage standpoint, Windforce is gonna outperform it. No health insurance? I mean, I have health insurance, but this is America. Even with health insurance, your deductibles, your co-pays, oh yeah. Just stepping foot into the hospital cost me $1,000. Copay, that's like my portion of it, you know. Not like that'll then get tossed around and stuff. Out of network? No, it wasn't in network. I mean, it's hospital and network.
Impossible.
That's just the price of going to a hospital. My insurance sucks. Well, I have to have market insurance because I don't have a job with like an insurance, you know, anywhere that covers or anything, so yeah. I pay $350 a month to my insurance so that when I get bills and stuff, I pay all the bills. It's a lovely system. We have a great time.
Impossible. Let there be light. I need mana.
Okay, we'll go more vitality. And we got a little more strength there. Morph that. We're level 38. And let's see what's around for hire. Not a single defensive mercenary. Amazing. Will that respawn him at all? I don't think so. Just amazing. Thanks, Prime. That was a bit ago we did that.
It is an honor to serve you.
How'd I break my ankle? I was rock climbing and I fail. Ever sell the tax issues from Oklahoma? Yeah. They kept my money for like 8 months, but eventually they gave it back to me. The funny thing is, though, they admitted that they were wrong eventually. They were like, okay, fine. We were wrong. We'll have your money to you within like 90 business days or something. So then they kept it for like another 3 months before they finally gave it back. Like, what? That's my money. Give me my money. Did I get interest? Of course not. I mean, it's kind of like banks in America, right? Your money is never, like, good to you for 3 to 5 business days. We could easily have your money available to you immediately, but they want to keep your money for a couple extra days. It's probably true, S&T. That's like one of my least favorite things. It's just like so painfully obvious and annoying. No, like if you deposit, you know, whatever money, or you get something transferred or sent to you or whatever it is, it'll take multiple days before you can access that money in your account. So, yeah, every bank does it. So it's super annoying because you could get like money that you deposit into your account. And I mean, I don't have this happen because I'm not living paycheck to paycheck and not at like that point where I have whatever there. But there will literally be people that will get money put into their account, deposit it in, then they go and they make a purchase with a debit card, and they get an overdraft fee because the money didn't hit their account yet. Even though, like, that's technically their money.
Gift for you.
God morning.
Doesn't matter, though. So, yeah. Ooh. People get screwed on that one a lot. I mean, there could be direct deposits or whatever things, right? There's a lot of ways that money can go to your account that it takes many days.
Getting injured in America Llama. Everybody knows it a big no-no there.
That is true.
Anyways, what's your track record for furs per second weighing in a guided playthrough? Ask because I don't want to lose all my EO doles.
Well, it's already 3rd or 4th, so.
Join my army of the dead.
Let's go 4th way, gang. We'll get it this time.
3rd way. 3rd way it is. Yeah, so like I went and stayed at a hotel, and the hotel charges me, you know, they put the card and they like do incidentals, right? They're like, hey, it'll be like $30 for incidentals. And it's like, okay. And then after that, it takes them a few days before they send your money back to you if you didn't mess anything up. And then after that, your bank will take another multiple days before your bank gives you the money anyways back.
Not enough money.
So when you can put money down for incidentals, it could be like 8 business days before you actually get your money back. Which, like I say, isn't a big issue because I'm not keeping paycheck to paycheck money in there, but for many people who that's all they have, that's a massive issue. You gonna hold my money for 8 days?
I can.
Oh God. Nobody likes to give money back. And like I say, this is really something that affects the people that it hurts the most. Like, it does not affect me because, you know, if they take a little bit to put the $30 back, I have another $30 in there that I can use whenever. But
Not enough mana.
jeez, Thomas. Do I miss the punch barb? Nah, you know, fun while he lasted, happy it's over. You think so, Kenton? Cool.
I can't carry anymore.
Join my army of the dead.
The payday loan scams make it all even worse. It should be illegal. Not enough mana.
Dang, Uber. Oh yeah, I mean that's, you really get awful. Alright, now we're gonna get into Duriel fight, which is gonna be a little bit annoying.
Join my army of the dead.
Careful, llama. If you start considering how these policies affect people other than yourself, they might start changing in ways that stop hurting people.
That's a good point, actually. Crap. Good point, good point. Okay, so again, we're gonna chug a lot of thawing potions. So this is 9 minutes now of that we have. Get us those res. And now comes the long fight.
Not enough mana. I need mana.
So of course you can just have him jam into the wall.
Not enough mana.
And of course, you can identify him to death as well if you would really like.
A gift for you.
How's Nightmare Bowazon going?
Good. Thanks, Daydreamer. Now you could also get yourself a lower resistance one if you want to help out with some of these, you know. Not a terrible idea. Stop identifying yourself. Stop identifying yourself. It is actually just going to be slower, though, to identify with this bow, I'm pretty sure. We shoot pretty fast. Thank you, Sad. Thank you, Anti.
Join my army of the dead.
Thanks for identifying him to death. You gave the people what they want.
Do what we can.
I need mana.
Hey, Resonating, how you doing? Exclamation mark swap casting. If you want to know how we identified him to death. Yeah. Darn. So close. I mean, it really is a long slog of a fight. Bosses, like I said, are just terrible.
For you.
Duriel had been having a midlife crisis, really
Just
wondering
terrible.
who he truly was. Thank God our fearless Bowazon came to his rescue to help him identify his true self.
Thank goodness. Any funny swap casts I can finish him with? I mean, I think the Identify is the funniest one in my opinion. I always love that one.
I need mana.
If I had a virgin cocktail? Maybe sometime. Who are you, Duriel? Who? Question we've all wondered.
A gift for you.
Practice. Sat.
Who do you
9:18
work
at
for?
11 a.m. your time. See you then, Mr. Llama Happy.
Yep. I'm good for that one. Thanks, Jim. Five to strength. Could give that to the Mercenary.
I know I usually make a joke at your expense, but
That's
none
true.
of that today.
Thank you.
How are you today, pal?
Oof, those are nice.
ya having a good day? Nice shirt. You look good in it. Do they make it for men? I'm sorry, I couldn't help myself.
Wow, really? That's really nice. I'm gonna keep my Sanders, but very, very solid. Stream practice, yeah. Okay. And let's keep pumping that. Real mature. Where are the... Okay, do we need to do this first and then hire... I mean, where's my defensive mercenaries at? How am I spawning these new mercenaries that are defensive? I guess we're recreating the game. Get more Vita. Higher defensive 36. Perfect. Oh, 37. Wait. Make sure you drop the items off first, though. Okay.
That joke didn't even make sense. You're wearing just a regular shirt. I'm sorry, I'm really slipping. I'll try better.
I don't have enough gold. Killing me. Come here, Razan. Okay, he's got 108 strength. We need what, 113 strength on him? Is that right? Okay, so let's do this. And now, insight. Perfect. We did it. Oh yeah, barb swap caskets, all crazy. And just like that, congratulations. You have made it to Act 3 of Nightmare. Good job, you guys. Flying through it. We did not imbue the belt yet. Let's go imbue.
Good to see you.
Give yourselves the clap. Not great. 2 to life, 5 to fire res. Pretty annoying. Obviously better than any of that, but overall pretty weak. Versus 9 strength short. I mean, that's why I literally just like shove random stuff in a helmet for him, you know? Is there anything else I want to give him? I could give him some resistance against like fire or something, maybe. Let's give him a Row Rune.
I can't use that. Put that to good use.
Cheating with Pluggy? Nah. All those things we found. 1 tier rune we stole. 1. Okay. And also, it is going to be time to bug him here very shortly. So we can work on getting over there. But for now, just focus on run through the jungle, killing some baddies, the huge.
Impossible. I can't.
Yeah, we are a little short on gold, so let's grab a couple gold thingies.
Impossible.
Am I crippled? Hey, only 1 ankle's broken. We're still kind of moving around. Okay, so I don't really want him to die here because those booters are very nasty. So, we're gonna do the magic secret. This is called bugging your mercenary. You go to the inner cloister. You go up here. You go down there. And you shut him in. And you come over here. And wait. And just like that, he's bugged. Now, he doesn't get targeted. Probably AFAK.
Impossible.
So the mobs will just go around. All right, good call, mercenary. You cover that side. I'll cover this side. Does that still work in D2R? As far as I am aware, it does.
I can't carry.
Why does it happen? Weird bug. It's That's all I got for you. Just a weird bug.
I am overburdened.
If you die, he unbugs. If you leave the game, he unbugs. If he dies, he unbugs. So. Mr. David H on YouTube, Bowazon video. YouTube comments are YouTube comments, man. You just really get a whole thing over there.
I can't.
Did they say if they're fixing Viper poison clouds? I mean, we brought it up to them.
I can't.
Benno, thank you. You also broke your ankle? I'm sorry. It's not a fun time. Let's get a little gold. I mean, it's like the layers, for every layer that you extract further away,
Impossible.
there's an exponential increase in the hate and the like safety people feel.
I can't.
Like, if a person is in front of you, you know, in real life, the chances of them saying something so mean and nasty, very low. Then you go to Twitch, where they're here, but like there's a screen between us, but it is live. So I'm technically right here and can read and answer. It calms many people down. There's still plenty of people who troll and are just rude and whatever stuff, but you know, it has some
What
effect.
did you eat for your dad's dinner? And did you pay for it like a well-mannered and heartwarming child?
I did pay for it. I had a burger. It was very good though. It was like a little upscale joint. But then you go to YouTube and now they get the in-between layer, but also the thing that it's not live, so you can't immediately respond to what they're saying. And I mean, it's just a skyrocket for the nastiness in comments. Thanks, Slowpoke. Thanks, Korean. It just skyrockets. It's amazing. Absolutely amazing.
I can't carry anymore.
So yeah, every layer you remove, it's kind of like with money, you know? Like if I'm paying for something and I have to pay with cash, I'm so much more aware than if I'm paying with like a credit card, which has that layer of extraction. So much less painful to pay with a credit card, so much easier to spend money. And then if I'm using like poker chips, it's even less so, because I'm just like tossing the chips in the middle, making the call or whatever, and it's like $227 to call. But it's just some chips, you know?
I am overburdened.
It's crazy how fast. Your parents pay for groceries in cash for that exact reason? Yeah, I mean, honestly, it's like a very smart tactic by just like the United States, the world, the whatever, like to help with the, you know, get people to spend money and stimulate the economy more and whatever. Just extrapolate it. Make it so it's not cash. Chips aren't real money. They don't feel like they are, and that's the problem. They really trick you. Thank you, Race. What's the worst rune word in D2? Myth was pretty garbage there. I think myth is the one we decided was the worst. I mean, yeah, you can put it on a character for battle orders for a short period of time until you get something better. But man. Thank you.
I can't carry anymore.
So here's where I'm at for upcoming content. I mean, leaving the gold standard was fine. That needed to happen. Currency needs to have inflation to it. Otherwise, it just becomes a mess. It becomes an asset, not a currency. But we need to get in that. Wow, thanks for the ring. Amazing. So no. So here's what we have upcoming for everybody. I am going to be focusing to do a lot of... Thanks, ProCow. I'm going to get all of my guides, I think, ported over tomorrow. Also, I'm doing an event tomorrow. I don't know if I'm allowed to talk about it or not yet. Thank you, Supa! I don't know if I'm allowed to talk about the event, if it's public or not yet. So there's an event tomorrow at 2 p.m. U.S. Central. So I'll be on and I'll be doing that. And then... I mean, I probably can. But I just want to be safe, you know? Not a Diablo event, but it will be a fun event. And then after that, I'm going to probably try and get the rest of my guides all pushed over to Icy Veins, so that by the weekend, we can publish them all there. We can start doing like the final touches on them on the site and publish them. At the same time, I'm going to try and start getting every build a video guide as well. So you'll have both the text and the video guide itself. I would love your guys' thoughts on that. Icy Veins, how come instead of Max Roll? Because Icy Veins was willing to pay me for my guides, and Max Roll was not. And I'll be honest about it. That was it. Money talks, yeah. Like, I don't have time to write a bunch of guides for nothing, you know? At the same time, I think my work has worth and is worth being paid.
Have you ever seen anything in a mod, or had an idea, that you thought should have been in the vanilla game but wasn't?
Did I pick up the brain? I did. That was weird. It's like, I don't feel like I did. Ever seen anything that should be in the vanilla but wasn't? I like the crafting Senpai has in Season 3. I think that kind of could have been cool in the vanilla game. I mean, some people would say like rune stacking and things like that. I think that stuff could be all right. I'm okay without it, but I understand why the appeal of being able to stack runes and gems and things. I definitely think there's definitely some value to them, and they could be nice.
Impossible.
But I don't know. I mean, I feel like the vanilla game really has a lot of stuff right. Hey Moo, how you doing? Thanks, Pandemonium. Oh, Pandemonium. Sorry. Thank you. More stash tabs? I mean, yes and no. I really like one stash tab because I think it's fun in the game to... Like, I think it's definitely part of the game to run around and try and, like, figure out what you want to keep, what you don't, what you have space for. At the same time, I think once you beat the game, yeah, just give me like more stash tabs, you know, like a character should be able to unlock stash tabs or something. I really like spending time on inventory management and on stash and what do I want to keep in here for later, what do I want to get rid of. I think it's an interesting idea. It's like Dark Souls and having weight in a bag and stuff, you know, like to me that's interesting. I think it's very good for a playthrough of a game, and it makes it a little more realistic to me as well. Makes you think some. But like I say, yeah, once I've kind of got it all done, it's like, okay, now I'm ready to just rock and roll. Anyways, so now that we've got that, we're here at the Lower Kurast. And what do we say with the Lower Kurast? Is always a yummy, yummy, fun thing to do. Grab the waypoint, and you can farm the LK for gems, runes, charms, all that stuff. Literally just go to Players 8 and push every single stash, every single log, every skeleton, all this stuff. You can just crack open all these things. You'll find tons of bases, yada, yada. You can also find the super chest if you find the fire. I have a whole video on Lower Kurast farming. But you can just run around here and press a bunch of things, and you'll find a lot of decent things. There's a charm right there. Great place to farm if you ever feel like you want to get a few more things. And here are the super chests. That one. This one. And this one right here. There's also always a weapon rack right here. And an armor rack right over here. Ooh, shark skin gloves. So you can just run around and pop all that stuff, and it's just a great place to get. There you go. I mean, there's another charm, right? To just get a lot of cool GG things.
I need more. Impossible.
Boom. What do you think about item filter? Diablo 2 doesn't need an item filter.
I can't.
There's so few instances where it actually would be like needed. This is also, well, Nightmare Great Marsh is technically the first place to drop skill or grand charms.
Bugging the merc to run cows as a
But-
Java, so he is there with conviction, but doesn't interfere with the grouping.
Bugging the merc to run cows doesn't interfere with the grouping.
Impossible.
Yeah, yeah, that can totally be good to do. So it doesn't get in the way of everything, for sure. For sure.
I can't carry anymore.
And 2 to max damage, 21 to life. It's not terrible, not amazing. Let's check out these gloves. 10 IAS, 27 fire res, 9 dexterity. Those aren't bad. I will keep the gloves I have, but those are nice still. No, this is on P1. I switched it back. And one thing to note is in the Kurast Bazaar, you're always, once again, looking for the temple facing this direction. That will always have the Lame Essence Tomb in it. I used to always be confused when I was growing up playing which one would have it. Go back here, get all this stuff, sell these things, sell that, sell the staff. Always good to pick up those sorts of items just to get some money. If you're ever feeling a little low on it.
Yes.
You grew up. Shut up, Mom. And fire res 6%, 7 to life. I mean, they're not great charms. I'll probably get rid of those later on, but they're something. Try crafting some gloves. Yeah, I mean, could be nice.
All this trouble over a tap.
And we'll go more stats and more vitality. And back to the sewers. Don't want to grow up? I feel that, man. I feel that. It's awful. No, they got rid of name rarity. No more farming and selling names and sitting on names forever. Which I'm not sure how I feel about it. I know a lot of people will steal the name Mr. Llama SC and then pretend to be me and scam people, so that part I'm not super happy about. But at the same time, it was kind of cool, you know, if you got a really fun name for your character and spending hours just going through random things trying to get a cool name.
Impossible. I need money.
So.
I can't.
Do I really think it'd be the first one? No. But at least whatever name I got, I could tell people this is my name or something. I don't know. And people were gonna do it anyways in whatever capacity.
Join my army.
Maybe I could ask Blizzard to reserve it
Good
for me or
class for
something.
both console and PC play?
I felt like melee characters were honestly decent on console or controller. I mean, a lot of characters seem pretty good on controller, I'm not gonna lie.
Join my army of the dead.
Heading off for the night. Just
Good
thought
night.
I'd suggest a rebrand to Mr. Llama D2 so you can finally become a StarCraft pro.
It's a smart idea, thank you very much. Alright, let's hope our mercenary doesn't die to Travancore now.
I need a key.
Gosh dang healers. Stop healing each other.
A gift for you.
God, they're so annoying.
I can't.
Thank you, Ripley. Thank you, Ron. Do what you find fun. I mean, honestly, yeah, that's really the best advice for it. Is just, you know, make sure you're having a good time while you're playing. And that's kind of why I try and do a lot of these guided playthroughs into alternate builds that aren't just the meta, and why I'm also showing a lot of, ooh, that's nice. I kind of want to run this. The Frost Nova when struck, 16 life, 25 light res. I think I'm going to run it. 27 life, 10 hit recovery is also decent, but I don't want to lose the slots. Thank you, Laser Flip. Get some more arrows. But yeah, I really try and do a lot of these so it's just like people can see that you can run a variety of things and you'll be okay. This build is totally fine. Now, once again, are you gonna get world's first stuff with it? No, probably not. But you probably weren't anyways, right? So play what you think is fun. Have a good time. Go from there. And what I really love, and once again, this isn't just this is D2 overall as a whole. What I really love about this game, repeating crossbow. Wow.
Can't carry anymore.
Is how fun it is to play all the different builds.
I am overburdened.
They're actually really nice. I mean, I kind of want to run a Doomslinger now. What's the pierce attack actually worth on Doomslinger? 50%? Let me check. 35. Okay, it is a repeating crossbow though, so that'd be 50 IAS. I do get +1 skill though and piercing attack. It's very tempting. How much will that slow me down? What's the WSM?
It's locked.
0 on a repeating crossbow? What is it?
I need mine.
No! God, I hate dolls.
See you in hell.
The pierce is very nice. Biddy, thank you, and thank you, Tech.
Greetings.
And that's why you always run away from dolls. -40? Wait, what? -30 is the maximum, I'm pretty sure.
Hello again, Al.
Okay, let's bug the mercenary again. Wiki says -40. There's no way.
A gift for you.
Hiya llama man.
I thought nothing was faster than a phase blade at -30. Hi Bunny, thank you. How's your stream, Biddy?
Fresh meat.
Huh. Well, I guess let's give it a look. And see. We'll put a little dexterity in just to try it out. I mean, getting the extra is already pretty nice on it. Right?
I can't.
Thanks, Biddy. Appreciate that. Good luck. Good luck. All right. Well,
I can't.
we'll put it on. But yeah, I mean, the thing is, even still, it has piercing attack and +1 to skills, which is very nice for our character. which also increases our points in Pierce anyway. So that's going to put us at like 85% Pierce, which is super nice. Now, this is also, once again, another great waypoint to get. Once again, farming bosses isn't always great because it will take a long time. You will notice that like this is not going to be a fast kill of Mephisto. Magical chain gloves. Why am I making magical chain gloves? What would be the most enjoyable? I mean, there's so many. That's the thing. It's like, what kinds of characters do you enjoy playing and want to play and stuff? Like, it's so hard to say. I love so many builds in Diablo 2 for so many different reasons. Barbarian's great for battle orders for your teammates and taking your time and having a great like time being slow and positioning yourself well through the game. This character is really fun because you get to be a little archer girl and she actually does pretty well, decent damage. Summon Necro is great if you want to chill, have the minions to kind of protect your party a little bit more. Yeah, I mean, there's so many. Trapsin is pretty noob friendly. Elemental Druid is decently noob friendly. The Necros are almost all, except Poison, are pretty noob friendly. Yeah, a lot of good options there. So of course you can try and fight him straight up, or you can just do the run around. This is the easiest way. Kill Maffer for sure. But then you just long shot him. It's actually usually better, I'd say, to kind of get him up in here and like down in this path. Kind of like doing that more. I feel like it's a little bit better.
Not enough mana.
Get a few more hits from this direction. But yeah, I mean, Mephisto cheese is classic Diablo cheese, man. Doomslinger will be 2 frames slower. Ooh, that is a lot of frames. That is a lot of frames slower. +1 skills and piercing is nice. 2 frames is a lot though. I'm gonna say ultimately not worth it. But all the pierce later would be very nice. And that's with 50 IAS you're saying, right? Right now I'm running 70 IAS. And I'll have 50 with Doomslinger.
I need mana.
Definitely worst part of the Amazon.
Not enough mana.
Definitely right here. Getting yourself some gloves, maybe with some crafted crushing blow, can be helpful a little bit. Hey Bez, How you doing? But yeah, this is her weak point. Killing a boss.
Not enough mana. I need mana.
Amazon Basin is the best info page. A lot of the other ones have
Not
bugs,
enough
wrong info, all sorts of stuff.
mana.
What do I
need
think
mana.
about the set gear? You know, Mavina's set is actually really good for a Frost Maiden. Actually, a really solid budget build. Thank you, Yosoi.
Not enough mana.
Crushing Blow ranged penalty. It's half as effective from ranged, and then half as effective on bosses as well.
I can't.
Dang it, I sold out of my arrows. Venus Helm so rare. I mean, it's a set diadem. It's mildly rare, but I don't know. It's not that crazy in my books.
I need mana.
Exclamation mark gear. To see my gear. Blade, wow. Got the blade, you guys. Wrong character.
Success. But still.
Wrong character. Blades on. Something like that. Yeah, I mean, gotta love Spectral Shard though, right? 50 FCR, baby. Also, a little one to bow and crossbow skills, but you can definitely see here you start getting into really high requirements, which makes it just not really worth it to run these things.
What do you need?
But congratulations, everybody. You know what time it is. Give yourselves the clap. You have just beat Act 3 of Nightmare. Well done. And we're level 42, so we're really rocking. We're rocking, baby. Let's go see what rune we can get. Let's see what the Lord Diablo will bless us with. Why no Valkyrie? I mean, you can run a Valkyrie. It's not really needed right now, but you can definitely run it later, and especially if you get a piece. Could be nice for that. No crossbow. I need 50 dexterity to put the crossbow on. Thanks, Dark.
Impossible.
Honestly, finding 2 bows that are actually mildly okay and usable is kind of crazy. Okay. Let's grab our Mercenary. And I don't think I actually want to bug him right now. Kind of want to keep him not bugged. Hey, Kremlin. How you doing?
I am overburdened.
So that we can do Isual. Because if he's not bugged, then he'll actually tank Isual for me, which is pretty nice.
I can't.
Thanks for Topsy.
Impossible.
Yeah, we need a tiny bit more IAS to get
I can't.
next frame.
Impossible. Impossible.
There we go. Much better. You bet he feels much stronger now? It's kind of what I was betting as well. Is this P1? Yeah. He's looking a lot stronger. Mercenary can still die when he's bugged. He just doesn't get targeted by melees. Which helps a lot. You'd be happy if they fixed the next hit always misses bug? I think we all would. That's one that they said that they weren't fixing initially there. I'm still gonna hold out hope that somebody in here gives them a little nudge to fix it. You just made a massive post about that an hour ago on Reddit? Oh my god, I was streaming. What does the post say? We can do a post review after this, but what's the, give me the TLDR. That's, it essentially was like, Mr. Llama Smells, thanks for coming. Hey, wait a second. No! Stupid Amazon teleport frames. So bad. Pre-order now. Yeah, that sounds about right, I'm gonna be honest. I pre-ordered because of it. Honestly, you'd probably get a lot of people on the llama hate train that would pre-order if y'all said that. To be fair, the boot does smell. Oh yeah, the boot's atrocious. Don't put your nose down there. Every time I have to take it off to shower, it's just like the worst thing ever. Do we get a sample of his scent? Well, I have my cologne, La Musk, for the gamer in you.
Impossible.
Can always buy that.
I can't.
I'm coming up with a new clone, Boot by Llama. It's true, Butcher. Smoky, sultry, seductive. La Musk. I'd buy it. Yeah, that sells right next to the bathwater section. What fast rock does the boot provide? Minus 20%. I just try to not get hit. But yeah, weapon swapping to get out of being stunned used to be a thing. We'll see what happens, because they reverted it for in beta. In alpha it was still the same, and then in beta they changed it, so
I can't carry.
I don't know which way it'll be for the launch. How goes the dating profile? I adjusted it, but no hits yet. Ooh, there's a stag bow. So there we go. Now we're getting into some of the stuff we were talking about. So you got a stag bow with +2 to bow and crossbow skills.
A gift for you.
Morning all COHHGV.
Love to see it. So that's the sort of stuff that we really like to see. So now what do? We come over here and we go to our... where did I have that? Nope. Was it here? Okay. We go here. We go to stag bow. And it's going to be 5 open sockets. This will get 5 open sockets because we're in Nightmare Act 4, which is going to be everything there will be maximum right there. So we can then go over here and we can look at the rune words. And is there anything that's going to fit in a 5 socket? Is this all melee weapons or any weapon? Yeah, melee weapons. Honestly, just doing like a bunch of shell runes in that would be really nice. CTA, yeah. I mean, most of the bows are going to be 4 sockets that we would really be wanting, so that's a bit unfortunate. Hey, Mr. Titan. I always see you in chat, chilling, writing little hearts and people subbing stuff. Appreciate it. Thanks, Tim.
Fresh meat.
Mr. Llama SC gifted
Phoenix?
a tier 1 sub to Mr. _Titan 147.
That's 4, and that's... I mean, what are you talking about? Yeah, I don't know if there's any good 5 open socket that I can think of off the top of my head. Let's put that over there for now. I don't know if there is.
What do you need?
But it has to be cheap. Cheap, you guys. I mean, we have to be able to afford it here. So no jaw runes or anything like that. CTA is really on the 5 socket. Yeah, I mean, there's really not a lot. So like I say, it would probably honestly be best to just shove a bunch of shell runes in that. +2 to bow and crossbow skills with shell runes. Like, get crazy attack speed. 100% IAS, +2 bow and crossbow skill. We could also, of course, just do the recipe for sockets and risk it. What would the recipe be for the stag bow? Yeah, we're gonna just have to gamble for sockets and see if we get a 3 or a 4 socket, and then we can put something in there. We could also get 2 sockets and put a Zephyr in there, and that wouldn't be terrible. Ral, Am, P Amethyst. Alright, we could go. We'll see what we get up here. Ow, stop being cold enchanted. So annoying. I need my mercenary here to help us with this holy freeze.
Hail to you, champion.
Bringing Hephaestus to the Chaos Sanctuary? Yeah, we figure he could join us here. Get him, Raisin.
I am overburdened. Impossible.
Really? What's this bow? This is just rogue bow. Well, they have a force toggle aura for the mercenary. Why would you want to turn off? Oh, you mean to force it on? I mean, they just need to fix the bug so it doesn't take so long to turn on. Golds, thank you. Can you make a CTA bow? Sure. Perfect amethyst. Ah, Lumrune. Alright, we can make a smoke. Smoke's nice. It'll help with the resistances later on in the game. We'll save that for now. Perfect amethyst gives us a chance for rolling, so we just need an Amrune. Oh, yeah, we got Warlord's Trust, that's right. We have one Thol. Ral. Okay. Yeah, we got a little work to do on that still. Could also just steal it over from our other stuff if we wanted. Because once again, this is all just running normal or Nightmare Countess runs over and over again. For the sake of playing fast. Ah! Karma'd again! We got Karma'd again! So yeah, 5 shell runes, and that's GG. Okay, let's do the Chaos Sanctuary, shall we?
Fresh meat.
Slick34 gifted a tier 1 sub to Grief PB.
Thanks, Slick.
That's what you get for cheating. You're welcome, YouTube.
Twice, man. A 12 meditation and a 5-socket bow. Not our day. Now, for Chaos Sanctuary, feel free to go as fast or as slow to get in here. Taking your time is never a terrible idea. Also, killing these Oblivion Knights is definitely in your best interest to save your mercenary and help yourself out from getting frozen and stuff. This is also a great place if you've spec'd into Freezing Bow to do that. So I'm almost debating right now just specking over into Freezing Bow now. Or Freezing Arrow, excuse me, not Bow. I think he feels stronger. Do you think it's worth buying D2R on the PS5? I mean, the console is going to be not as good as the PC, in my opinion. That being said, controller still played really well. If you're going to play single player with it, or offline mode, I think it's totally worth it. Online, without lobbies and stuff, like for me, that would be kind of a deal breaker. I feel like I'd really want lobbies there. But, all right, Mercenary, you can go fight dudes. Oopsies. some arrows.
Hail to you, champion.
Yeah, our mercenary is doing a lot of the work right now.
Hail to you, champion.
Let's see. Yeah, we might as well go respec now. Kind of feels around the time.
My friend.
Okay. Can try to go to 50. Dexterity for you guys. And I still do want to put some points into energy, just for a little bit of mana. It's actually really helpful. Strength-wise, I think we're good. 40 strength needed. We can try, we'll try it out. Just for you guys.
Yes?
Since it dropped for us. We'll smash out freezing arrow. I'm gonna put 4 points into pierce there. And then let's do cold arrows. Like that. And I want to start adding some to exploding arrows so we can start really working that up. And then everything else can go here. Oh, it's definitely slower. But the pierce is very nice.
Not enough mana. I can't carry anymore.
Definitely slower though.
A gift for you.
I am so hyped for D2R.
Me
Can't
too.
wait to watch you make us plebs look like noobs. Just one more week.
Nah, it'll be great. I mean, it's not terrible, you know? Like, it's okay. It's okay.
Need mana.
The piercing is nice. It's definitely slower. I think ultimately the slowness really kills it.
Not enough mana.
And getting a shell rune is gonna be our best bet.
Yes.
So yeah, it's not quite there. Fast bows just always end up being better, unfortunately. Just been able to pound dudes that much faster.
Impossible.
And that's why we have a mercenary for those times. Fast bow on the mana drain? Yeah, I mean, it definitely drains the mana a little bit more. So I put some points in energy and, you know. But yeah, I mean, Doomslinger wasn't a terrible bow though. Yeah, I still think overall D2R will be worth it on console. Still a really great experience, and being able to play it on console will be a ton of fun. The lobby thing is definitely a small, I mean, it's a big issue, but definitely something that kind of sucks. But I don't think it takes away from how like fun it's gonna be still, you know. Still gonna be a really good time. It'll be a different experience, though. That'll be the big thing. It's not gonna be the experience that is the same as the PC. Bumping freezing arrow up. Okay. Try and keep Diablo facing away from your mercenary so your mercenary can actually get some damage in. Double team him. You go from behind, I'll take the front. No, mercenary! Don't walk through that. Thanks, JJ! Mercenary! No!
What do you need?
Hello.
Arrows. You can stand on top of Diablo in Nightmare if you're right on top of him. But then he'll hit me with his freezing or his cold fist and, you know.
Not enough mana.
I don't really want to deal with that. Raisin, just stay on him, man. Why are you like shifting around so much? Yeah, any monarch is automatically gonna get 4 open sockets from Larzik. You'll never find one below eye level 41. They don't start dropping till hell, so. And just like that, chat. You have killed. Ooh, I love this armor. Meso's adamant. Wait, why can't he use it? Oh, he's only level 43. Only 43. And a long warbow.
I can't.
One to Amazon skills. But not very good for us. We'll leave it in the trash. And we'll keep Hermosos for now. Poor man's win force? Not even. I have Rogue's Bow. And give yourselves a clap. Act 4 of Nightmare donezo. Wow. And once we get smoke, our resistances should honestly be good enough for like medium and hell, you know? They'll be at the low to middle of hell, which is great for not having a shield. But the nice thing about making the switch to freezing arrow, 1, it's good and it does a lot of damage, but 2, it actually it freezes everything, right? So it's super, super safe. Really nice. Really nice for that. Need to work on some crushing blow gloves soon. Yeah, for hell bosses, they'll definitely be helpful, even if they only hit a few times. Could be nice. Could be nice. Thinking of going freeze arrows on? It's a great build. And I mean, I could have even run even more damage, but I've got 10 points that I shoved over into exploding arrow right now. Because I want to start working towards like hybridizing the build. So we can deal with multi-immunes in hell. But you can totally just go straight in the frost. Max out cold. Max out freezing, and then if you want to increase the freeze length, you can do ice arrow. I don't really feel like those points are worth it. I'd rather jam up like a 20-point Valk or something. You know? Well, whatever. What do you think about the Spear Amazon? I don't think about her. How do Javazons work with FH with only limited ammo? You just go repair when you're ready. After Hell games, cold is handicapped. It's actually cold is still really good in a lot of Hell. Act 2, you'll have a little bit of trouble. Act 3, it's pretty darn good. Act 4, it's okay, not bad at all. I mean, Act 5, it'll be, you know, have some trouble again, but... And y'all know what time and spot it is, right, chat? Well, it's time to give him his upgrade. For one. It's Eldritch farm time. That's right, yeah. So as always, you can always put the players count up, come up here, and just farm Eldritch over and over again. You can farm them to your heart's content. Have a grand old time. 14 to life, yeah. I like that better than that. Let's check out our stag bow. +2 with 20 IAS. It's kind of nice. I kind of want to use that. Let's see how much slower it is. One frame. Worth it.
A gift for you.
Hello.
Hello. So, just right there. Find a bow. Is it worth upgrading? No, because once again, remember, we're not doing the physical damage of it. We're just doing the elemental damage, which all comes from these skills. So getting +2 to bow and crossbow skills is huge. It's a great addition for us. Absolutely great. We dropped 1 frame, but we gained a lot of damage from it, which was really nice. Keep going freezing arrow. Barricades, always our biggest enemy. Just teleport. Barricades are the silent killers, exactly. Harmony might solve a lot of my problems. I mean, Harmony is only adding, it's adding vigor, which is nice. And it's adding a lot of damage, but I'm losing IAS, so it's gonna drop down another frame or two. Does Harmony have plus skills? Yo, Artzad, thank you with 5 gifted subs. Mwah! On top of your sub. It's got +3 bow and crossbow on Harmony. No, it doesn't. It has nothing. You would have to put it into a bow that has the sockets and blah, 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 whatever. Only if the base has it. But I could shove melody or, you know, whatever into that base as well. Yeah, melody I actually am liking more and more because we're getting all those plus skills. Zephyr's great low, yeah. Oh boy. Okay. Nasty. You do get a free Valk, which is helpful. I mean, Valkyries are fantastic, and you can totally run this build as just pure Frost with Valk. And that's a fantastic build. Let her take care of the stuff, you know? Did I see Pez's post? No, we've been streaming. We're gonna look at it right after this, though. Mercenary, you need to be killing dudes. Dude is slacking right now.
I am overburdened.
Bariza is the go-to crossbow. It is fantastic.
I can't.
Yeah, she's nasty good. Is Holy Freeze Merce worth the point if I'm already freezing everything? I mean, like I say, I could give him Might Aura so he does a little bit more damage. But yeah, it's still really nice because he'll freeze cold immunes as well, which is a pretty big sell. Holy Freeze deals cold damage and slows mobs. And the slows is not a freeze. It's its own slow that is not resisted by anything in the game or prevented. Would you ever use Call to Arms in a bow? I mean, I've seen a Call to Arms bow made before. I didn't make it. Technically, it could be, you know, not the worst thing ever. Like, it's okay, actually. It's okay. Let's check out that demon hide. Nope. Another point freezing. Ooh. Thank you. Appreciate that, Len. Yeah, I'm sure there's some PvP build character Amazon where CTA in a bow makes sense because you can't have the CTA, you know, elsewhere or something. I'm sure something somewhere out there has used it in that capacity.
Fresh meat.
Thank you, D-Russ. What Mercy use with the fizz bow? I mean, the might one would be really nice, but you could also use this. Could also use Holy Freeze. I one of the two. Oh, oops.
Good afternoon.
16 to life. Why is there Hell Bowazon in the title? Because this Bowazon will be going to hell.
I'll put that to
Okay.
use.
Give him that upgrade. Keep going. Has anyone told me that I look like Pete Davidson? No. Never heard that one.
Not enough money.
Ugh. That's an annoying kill.
I can't carry anymore.
Gross. I look like Post Malone? Okay, I definitely have not heard that. Bruh, come on now. Pre-Malone. There you go. Yes, Hyper. Oh, gosh dang it, I keep forgetting to buy arrows. Sorry, we'll get some. Ancient's Way. Oh boy. Woo, slow it all down. Yeah, the guides for Icy Veins are very close. I pumped half of them over to the server today. The other half will be over there tomorrow.
Impossible.
And yeah.
Can I help you?
And then we'll just be finalizing them pretty much after that.
Hello.
Warren's been busy.
I am
Wow.
overburdened.
He helped with some, but it's been a lot of work, man. It's been so much work. When do I think ladder will start? I mean, I don't think they even know yet. Like, I don't think they're hiding it. I think they're waiting to see how servers do. What the launch is like and stuff, so. Assassin builds seem kind of lackluster. Yeah. I mean, I've always felt a little bit lackluster from her stuff, but she's got some cool builds. Thanks, Potts. Alright.
Impossible.
What do I have in there? Oh, Rogue's Bow. Don't know.
Evening.
Let's buy another set of arrows. Yeah, we found a 220. I like it. So having a bugged mercenary here definitely helps. I want to really try and keep him alive if possible. Do this. Good way to separate them out. Tell these from the staff. Wow, S&T. Come here, Corlick. Come on, there you go. Ow, Corlick does a lot of damage. Jesus. Corlick, chill, bro. What is his aura? What was that?
I can't carry anymore.
I didn't even see it. Dude, it's hitting hard though. It's just a prank, bro. Buggy axes. How do you get more damage? More plus to skills. If I had peace, that'd be plus 2 more skills. If I had lore, that would be plus 3 more skills in total there. If I was using like melody, that'd be 4, 5. You know, I mean, just. I have Eldritch would be even more. Yeah, I mean, just stack those plus to skills, baby, and you're rolling. Thanks, Andy. Getting some
I can't.
plus bow and crossbow gloves. Which honestly, we can just go shop, right? So we should probably just do that. Three open socket razor bow. It's another good bow to utilize. Even more decks, which is a little bit annoying, but Please don't recommend Infinity for Cold Source. It's generally not recommended, no. Just get them some high damage and stuff. Nothing up there.
Impossible.
Let's go ahead and grab this waypoint.
I am
Just for
overburdened.
funsies. Grab a little gold. Have a bow with a lot of mana per kill on swap to alternate. I mean, it cost us 19.5 mana a shot. Even having a little bit of mana per kill isn't really gonna be... Like, it's nice to have a little bit, but you're just not gonna get a full sustain. Getting that insight will help you. Getting more points... That's why I put like 50 points in energy. Honestly, you could even put a little bit more points in energy if you really wanted to. Like, you know, it's just gonna be... Get some rings and things with plus to mana, like... Just do that sort of stuff. It's gonna be your best help. Conviction and, yeah, Cold Mastery is already kind of doing the job of what Conviction would be doing. But additionally, it's not like gonna break many immunes at all, so... For cold immunes. Cold immunes are the hardest to break. So it just usually doesn't end up being worth it. I run it on mine, my level 99, because I'm running a dual spec with her. I'm running a cold fire source. So that's how I'm able to, why I'm able to run it. But otherwise, you know, that's a very specialized build. Generally not recommended.
I can't.
No, cold immune hell witches. Mods like this won't be in D2R, no. Or, yeah, not even like this, no.
Not enough.
Honestly, we need a better helm for our mercenary. Hopefully we can find one.
Impossible.
Beautiful. I mean, this'll freeze, but no, yeah, it can shatter mobs. It has a chance to shatter.
Fresh meat.
Thank you, Otto. How is the title Hell Bowazon if this is Nightmare? Because what do you have to go through to get to hell, you guys? I'm gonna give you one guess. Actually, two, because there's two answers. Normal. And Florida, that's right. Divorce? Divorce is a happy time. I mean, it's like not in the moment happy, but overall, two people who no longer wish to be together are no longer having to be together.
Not enough mana.
You know? Like, it sucks, but it's better than if them just staying together when they don't want to stay together. Doesn't have to be two people, though. Sure, but if the other person doesn't want to be with you, then, you know, a relationship is two ways. Both parties need to
I need mana.
want to be in it, so.
Not enough mana.
Also, she's a great Nightmare Bailer, for sure. I know we were talking about doing Eldritch farming, but you can totally just farm right here. This is a great spot for farming. We got a bad spawn of cold fire immune, but a lot of good experience right here.
I can't.
Yeah, they give good experience. I mean, Bale's the highest. But yeah, I guess minions. Get him! Get him, buddy! Great place to level up. I mean, we're already 49. Fantastic. How neat is that, chat? Is Bowazon a good starter character? I mean, I think this character is not a bad starter at all. What's our Merc rocking? He's got Insight, Himosos, and then just a random helm that we needed for strength to wear Insight prior. Now we can wear it so we can get a better helm for him, but...
The world stone.
I'm just saying, on all of these characters, Bale runs aren't always a great answer for experience, right? Many of the characters that are non-meta, Bale runs can get a little difficult. Eldritch ends up kind of being a better bet for that time.
Not enough mana. I can't. I need mana.
How bad is running full maps with the Bowazon? Not bad at all. If you're running Frost Maiden, it's actually great. I actually love, one of my guides has a Frost Maiden like budget build written out in it because it's so good. I don't think we're far enough away from him. No, we were not. Yes. All this goes up onto the YouTube. Yeah. We can still read the Reddit post after this. Gold strike drop coming. We could shift into physicals on for hell if we got that. That or Bariza.
Not enough mana.
How do you know what Charm Twist is keeping? Life, res, hit recovery.
Not.
Generally your main stuff. Magic find if you want to have some of that on the character. Depends which character it is and what you're doing, but yeah. And then for some melees, getting, or you know, even whatever, some physical characters, max damage, attack rating, faster run walk, and sometimes people like poison charm or like a little cold damage charm or something. Did I start with exploding arrow and respec? Yeah. Wow, so speedrun D4? Yep.
I need mana.
Raisin, stay alive. No, it's just higher chance to hit with attack rating. Hey, Hasaris. A little bit better. Easy clap. And just like that. Wow. Nightmare is donezo. How neat was that, chat? There's no problem whatsoever. Let's go level to 50 really fast. Okay, we're maxed out there. Perfect. Let's go ahead and bump the exploding arrow, start working that bad boy up again. More Vita. And yeah, so we're level 50. At this point, like I would say, or like I've said many times before, I would recommend leveling up, whether you're going and doing Bale runs, doing Eldritch runs, whatever it is. Getting up to level 60, 55, 60, 65, somewhere in that range. Pretty good, depending how you feel about it. We can do a quick gear check and a little talk once again. We've got our Sanders right here. 20 IAS, 40 to life. And like I say, you can even just do some shoppy. See, okay, I got garbage there. Oh, we're not gonna be able to shop over here, huh? I guess, yeah. You could shop for some of the gauntlets right there if you really wanted. We'll go back to Act 2. And hey, 69 to life belt. That's nice. 40 fast run walk boots. Those are nice. So you can get some nice things like that right there. And then you can just literally shop around and see what sort of stuff you can get. You can also do some jambling if you would like. How much monies do we have? Try one pair. 10 IAS gloves. Yeah, I like shopping Anya for them because you get a real quick reset. 10 IAS 23 cold res gloves.
Good day.
20 IAS 27 fire res. So very easily, once again, can look for stuff there. And yeah, I mean, I'm gonna go over my gear in a second.
What are your needs?
2 to martial arts. So what we can very quickly just kind of look for here is 220 gloves. And so I believe they want to be yellow like that. It's 2 to passive and magic, but yellow is going to be the IAS.
Yes?
Yeah. So we're looking for golden gloves. Like those.
Yes?
And you can just do this, blah, blah, blah. And just look for the golden gloves. 2 to passive and magics with dexterity.
What are your needs?
And it's a great way to get a nice boost to your character. Let's see if we can
Yes?
find them here quick. Maybe. Yeah, it's like a dark yellow for IAS. Very much, I think it's darker than that gold that the passive in Magic gives. So I don't want to like burn too much time on this, but I do want to give a couple attempts at it. And like I say, this is a great place to do it. Because you can just refresh this shop so quick.
More days.
I know, we're so close.
Yes?
So close. Yeah, alright, we're not.
Good morning.
Oh, ED.
Yes?
Not getting them. 5 more.
Yes?
4,
What
3, 2.
Yes?
Ah. Alright, last one.
What are your needs?
0. Okay. Well, we didn't find them. But let's go ahead and talk about the gear. So we have 20 IS, 40 to life. We've got a 220 bow. And once again, I've got a lot of bows. I have this edge bow, which is 35 IAS, which is very nice and some stuff. This is 50 IAS, 10 all res, which is also nice. We got the Doom Slinger, which is 30 IAS, piercing attack, which 35% pierce, 1 to Amazons, 15 to life. I mean, that's pretty solid. I have this 4 open socket superior composite bow, which is a very fast attack speed. And we could make like a harmony in it or whatever. So many bows, so many options here, I know. But I'm liking this one right now because we've got the 220. It works really well. The speed is just 1 frame slower than the rogue bow. And we get +2 all skills. I just have this helm on, 16 to life, 25 light res, and chance for Frost Nova. Honestly, it's not even like a big thing for us. I'll probably just give it to my mercenary and get myself a better helm going into hell. Lore is definitely the helm that I want, so I'll probably go farm a lore before I get to hell, right? And kind of the off. We found this baller amulet, really great for this character. 14 strength, 20 all res, 33 fire res. That's just so sick. Stealth armor will probably upgrade to smoke Nephilim. Just because we got that from our Nightmare Forge. You know, we would lose some hit recovery, some faster run walk, some FCR for our teleports. I mean, it definitely would hurt a little bit, but getting 50 all res would be pretty sick, and we get some hit recovery back with smoke. This ring is just low energy light res. We had that early. This belt is not that great. I'll probably try and just shop a better belt. This is a dual res ring. I like it a lot, 15 MF. And then we got Hisaris boots that we just found there off Bale. Charms are just life, fast run walk, life res, life, and life. So pretty standard stuff. So overall, that's the character through Nightmare. I hope that you found some cool stuff along the way. You've got some fun choices to make, and things are going well for you. Yeah. I'll catch you guys in hell. Make sure to level up. Peace, YouTube. Okay.
Join my army of the dead.
Don't forget to like and subscribe.
And don't forget to like and subscribe. Don't forget, that's right. Don't forget to like and subscribe.